Once you are inside Talkia application, you can see your saved projects and the option to create a new project. If you have previously saved a project on Talkia, you have the option to edit, rename or delete the project. Let's create a demo project where we can convert text to speech and compare the different voices. As soon as you create a project, you can see the Talkia editor and options available. In the top left section you have the text editor and all the different adjustment for the script you want to convert to a speech. Simply paste the text you have prepared onto the text area using Ctrl and V on a Windows PC, or Command V if you are on a Mac. Right above the text area you have Talkia's pre-built emphasis modes. Reduced is used on words or phrases you want to decrease the volume and speed up the speaking rate. Normal is default mode, which is what is used as soon as you paste your text onto the text area. Moderate is increasing the volume and slows the speaking rate, most commonly used to give an attention-grabbing sound, and finally, you have strong, that is used to increase the volume and slow the speaking rate, is the strongest attention-grabbing sound. Depending on the plan you have paid for, you can see the word limitation for each text-to-speak project. In my case I can paste up to 1000 words and I am on the standard subscription. Being able to add delays on your script is one of the most important features you need to produce a speech that sounds as natural as possible. In Talkia you can do this by placing your cursor exactly where you want to add a delay. Then simply click the Add Delay option found right below the text area. We will use a delay as soon as we start playing with the options later on this tutorial. Let's now preview the results with the default settings and character. To do that I just need to click the Speak It button.
For the wine-sipping and Cosmo-loving parents who only came here because their children demanded so, the Oz Winery is the place for you. The best time of the year to visit Kansas is during the Halloween season.
Well, that's not bad at all. Even by just pasting the text and previewing with the default settings you can see that it sounds quite well. Now let's try adding a strong emphasis on the best time phrase. So I now need to highlight the words and click on the strong button. Once again I will click the Speak It button to hear the result.
For the wine-sipping and Cosmo-loving parents who only came here because their children demanded so, the Oz Winery is the place for you. The best time of the year to visit Kansas is during the Halloween season.
Great. Now I think is a good time to start looking on the different technologies and character options. Character settings are on the top right section of Talkia's interface. I recommend that you first choose the gender of the voice you wish to use and then searching for a character. Now here is the tricky part. Once you click on the Choose a Character option, a pop-up will open. Talkia is built using Google and Amazon technology to turn your text to speech. Therefore, the main two options are Google and Amazon Poly. Each option will provide you different characters and sounds. In addition to the main Google and Amazon Poly options, you have two other important options. Both have the Wavenet and standard technology you can choose from. Wavenet is the latest technology. After experiencing with the different options, I can confidently say that Wavenet option is the one you will find yourself using. One thing to note here is if you choose an Amazon Poly character that uses the Wavenet technology, you will not be able to adjust the emphasis on any of the words in your script. That is one limitation worth mentioning, but in my opinion is not something that should stop you from using this software. Wavenet technology is already pretty advanced and gives you a great result just by using the default settings. Anyway, let's preview a few more characters and try one more before we proceed adding it to timeline.
This is a preview of my voice, using the Talkia software.
This is a preview of my voice, using the Talkia software.
This is a preview of my voice, using the Talkia software.
If you know the character you want to use, you can search for it using the search form. Let's now preview some of the Amazon Poly characters and compare Brian using the Wavenet technology and standard technology. This is a preview of my voice, using the Talkia software. This is a preview of my voice, using the Talkia software. I think the quality between the two technologies is pretty obvious. Wavenet is clearly much more natural. By the way, Brian's voice sounds identical to my voice. For the wine-sipping and Cosmo-loving parents who only came here because their children demanded so, the Oz Winery is the place for you. The best time of the year to visit Kansas is during the Halloween season. The entire video has been produced using Talkia software. I believe that this should give you a good idea of what you can expect from this software. A quick note. If you are not completely happy with the result you can experience with the pitch and speed options. Speed will slow or speed up the speech, and pitch will add kinda bit of an excitement effect to the voice. Let's just preview once more Brian's speech, but this time adjusting the pitch. For the wine-sipping and Cosmo-loving parents who only came here because their children demanded so, the Oz Winery is the place for you. The best time of the year to visit Kansas is during the Halloween season. Okay, I think it's time to add the current work to the timeline and review the timeline section of the software. In the top row is where the narration you have created will go. Right below you can add audio background. Both of the sections give you complete control of the volume. So for example, if you were to use a background music in the audio section, you can lower the volume to focus more on the voice. In the top right corner of the timeline section, you have the zoom control. This can be useful if you would want to zoom in and cut a portion of your voice or audio. Let's use one of the audios available in Talkia for demonstration. I can do that by clicking on the Add Audio Background button. As you can see, Talkia has some audios you can choose from, but you can always upload your own audio file or leave the audio raw empty. Clicking the play button will preview the music before adding it to the timeline. Let's add timeless audio as the background music. Let's quickly talk about the editing options on the top left corner, while we wait for the audio to be loaded. You have cut, copy and paste. As previously mentioned, you can zoom in and cut a portion of your voice or audio. Okay, the audio now has been added. In Talkia you can click and drag the audio in order to have your audio playing exactly how long you want it to be. You can rearrange your frames and adjust your settings to get the desired result. Another useful feature is the fade in and fade out functionality on your audio. This can be handy if you want to fade out the music at the end of your video. Clicking on any of the effects will give you the two green dots that you can use to control the fade out and fade in time. Let's now hear the final result by clicking on the play button. For the wine-sipping and Cosmo-loving parents who only came here because their children demanded so, the Oz Winery is the place for you. The best time of the year to visit Kansas is during the Halloween season. Finally, let's see how you would select the portion of the voice you want to cut, before we continue exporting the project as an MP3 file. Say that I am happy with my project and is time to save or export the project in order to use it on a video. Save and export options can be found at the top navigation. Talkia's export format is only available as an MP3 file, which is something to consider if you are searching for a text-to-speech software. Fantastic, we have pretty much gone through everything you need to know to decide if Talkia is the right software for you. Talkia is a fairly simple tool to use, but at the same time one of the best text-to-speech you can get. Final thoughts on setting up the expectations using the software in a live project. I strongly recommend that you experience with the different options until you find the sweet spot for your project. For example, how grammar changes the voices, how numbers are pronounced, That means you will find yourself spending some time to write the script properly and adjusting on the way. To create this 12 minutes video, we had to go through some editing using a video editor. I know that creating media or any other editorial content requires time and effort. Talkia software will give you a hand converting your text to speak while maintaining a good natural outcome. Thank you for your time. If after watching me building this project, you are confident in purchasing Talkia software, you will find the link on the description. That will help keep doing what we do in this channel. Our viewers that purchase Talkia through the link in the description will get access to 7,500 images they can download and use without limitations. Installation process. For the next 1.5 minutes, I have added our Talkia installation walkthrough. So, if you would like to see how the installation process look like, feel free to watch till the end. Once you have bought Talkia, you will land on a page where you can download the software. As you can see, the software is available for Windows 7 or higher and Mac OS X 10.10 or higher. Note that, when you are going through the checkout, the vendor will recommend some of their other very useful softwares at discounted rates. If you have your own tools or if you are looking to get Talkia for the voiceover feature, then you can simply skip those steps. Okay, now it takes some time for the software to be downloaded, but here we go. Make sure to read and agree to Talkia's terms and conditions. Head to your email inbox and find the email you have received at the time you have paid for the software. Your login details will be available to you on that email. Once again, thank you for your time. Share your love with a like, share or subscribe.